It's the individual and the corporate that drive innovation. You can't have one or the other. There's a balance of the two.
There's this kind of intricate and complicated relationship between regulation and innovation. This kind of move towards a more pro-innovation approach to regulation. It's something that, again, we really see being spearheaded by the UK.
Collaboration has also shown to spark innovation. So I would use the example of a recent innovation call that we ran within the Financial Regulation Innovation Lab. These innovation calls are basically an opportunity for financial services firms to come together to talk openly and transparently about the problems they have on a certain topic, ESG, compliance, etc. We then put forward those challenges to fintechs that can work on solutions for those financial services providers. Now, the winning fintechs, the winning pitches receive up to £50,000 in funding. But what we're talking about there is collaboration. And we're not just talking about collaboration between the financial services firm and the fintech, but we're also talking about collaboration between the financial services firms. That wouldn't have happened had it not been for the willingness of these large financial services firms to be so open about the problems that they're facing. So, yeah, that collaboration exists between financial services firms and between the FS firm and the fintech as well.
One thing that's quite clear when we think about innovations in respect of, financial technology, there's recognition for the need for interdisciplinary collaboration is really coming up as significant. A lot of these challenges are bringing people into domains that wouldn't be within their wheelhouse. For example, we've just run an innovation calls program around ESG. And so innovation in all its forms are going to be driven going forward from this kind of interdisciplinary research and collaboration.
Something that we see at Strathclyde, and I'd imagine it's common across a lot of universities, is the huge number of international students that make up a high proportion of our postgraduate student population. Now, that will have spillover effects in terms of some students will remain in Glasgow and contribute, and Scotland, the UK, and contribute to the development of financial services here. But what we also see is a lot of students that are highly driven, that are coming from nations where they've identified issues. It might be policy-based, it might be in terms of infrastructure that exists there. And what they're looking to do is take the expertise that they learn in these programs and apply it back in their home country.
Competition will still be a key driver of innovation. This idea of competitors collaborating, particularly on industry-wide challenges that can stimulate then innovation, that is really going to be critical. And I do think the regulators appreciate this. Again, the FCA is very, very good at this. And so we're going to see more and more mechanisms, I think, going forward that will allow for collaboration on a cross-sectoral basis, again, that will stimulate innovation. And we see innovations in that front in respect of, for example, regulatory sandboxes, which is a relatively new phenomenon that has emerged. But what that allows, it allows for, fintech companies, financial firms to test and experiment with innovation in an environment which is less stringent in respect of regulatory requirements, that is not necessarily live and exposed to the financial system. And I think those types of innovations are something that we're really going to see as being critical. So that regulatory sandbox infrastructure is something that will develop, and it will develop globally. Because again, regulations do tend to be a bit nuanced from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. The FCA are talking about an AI-based regulatory sandbox that will focus on AI innovations, particularly with the concerns that have been raised around things like generative AI, which has huge power but also creates huge potential risks here as well.
The future of innovation is interdisciplinary. For example, we have been involved in discussions and events that have been collaboratively run by Space Scotland and FinTech Scotland, with the purpose of trying to evaluate how we can find ways of using Earth observation data for sustainable finance and for finance more broadly.